at Bolo VNR Clips. Now, ladies and gentlemen, good night. As you can see on your screen, big up Make We Talk. Make We Talk with Jeffrey Tavares, big up yourself for that clip here. So, we have Juliet Owens on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. For those who follow Jamaican politics, wherever you are in the world, first thing you know that Juliet Owens is the wife of the Prime Minister, Andrew Owens. Yes? That's the first thing. She's also the Speaker of the House in the Parliament. That's supposed to be an honorable house. Secondly, the way how she operates as Speaker of the House, no matter how biased of a Labourite you are, you know that Juliet Owens has been treating the opposition as if they're children. The most recent level of disrespect was not allowing them to ask questions before Hurricane Melissa. Questions that was necessary for preparation for Hurricane Melissa, or proper preparation for Hurricane Melissa. And the PMP was muzzled while the JLP members, namely one of them that she's unable to control, Everald Wilmington, gets away with all types of things that violates the so-called standing orders. She uses that as a weapon to silence. I don't know what's going on with Portia Simpson Miller. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak on that. I haven't heard anything. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest with you. And I don't want to divert. So, this lady right here has been the thorn in the side of democracy, as her position as the Speaker of the House is, it should be illegal and undemocratic, and they should go to prison for it. Nepotism should be a crime. Just because she's the Prime Minister's wife, the Prime Minister and his wife is controlling the democracy to the point of it's bordering on the level of dictatorship. Anyway, in this clip, we see where she is in a space that she's not usually in. That's the space of following the rules in regards to not being the one making the rules or enforcing it. And in this clip, you see a clear level of disrespect played off with laughing, utter disgraceful behavior by someone that demands that the standing orders be followed to the T. But here she is going against these standing orders in this particular clip. Let's read.
I have lots of questions.
This is why I'm giving you quite a bit of discretion.
And I'm making sure.
First level of disrespect is not allowing the chairman to speak. That's the first level of disrespect. And what is going on with these microphones? Doesn't the chairman have the opportunity to turn off hers, just like how she turned off everybody else when they are deemed disrespectful by her account? So not even 2 seconds, not even 10 seconds in, good ladies and gentlemen, we see the level of disrespect. Yes? So this is quite hypocritical of Juliet Owens to come here in this meeting violating Peter Bunting or anybody else for that matter. I don't care who it was. She should be quiet. Alright? Because she runs her thing a certain way and she cannot have the same discipline in a similar space where she's not running it. She's a hypocrite. This is blatant hypocrisy and it's rude. And she's damn out of order.
There are many other men,
right,
who are waiting. And we have a time limit. We have 3 different ministries.
What is the duration of the meeting, Chair?
Here I know. She wants to know all of this. Right? And the man gave her a latitude. Listen.
The meeting would normally end by 4:35.
All right. I will take that into consideration, Chair.
So basically, I am going to go on regardless of your authority. She just overrid his authority with no care in the world. Right?
So, final question for this round.
She can't even listen to the man. She's still talking while he's talking. Who trained this lady? Who grew her? Eh? Me know say if my mother see me behaving in this manner, in this type of setting, my mother would be ashamed of me. That I'm sure about. Because my mother grew me better.
But critical nature is the person.
And she's laughing while disrespecting the man. Right? She's laughing while disrespecting the man.
To this poor cut off in the area.
And then this is a serious issue. Why is she laughing? The context of which she's speaking, if people being cut off in Irish Town. Why is she laughing? It shows you this is a whole clown show and a mockery, and she's the clown. Put on the red nose. This is a circus. This is the wife of the Prime Minister behaving like this, you know. This is a circus.
Middleton settlement area all the way up to Newcastle, and there are some residents who are attempting to do some work on the road from Jacqueline to connect, which I know is dangerous. We would love to get the support of RADA in respect of those areas to return those farming communities to normalcy, and that would include Westphalia, Davidsville, Halseylight, and around by Middleton settlement side.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Tower
you.
Hill and
Thank
Tower
you.
Hill Lime Tree. And
You see how she corner-eyed the man a while ago? As if, how dare you for stopping me? How you doing, Martha? Thank you for the donation again. Tell them again, Martha. Terif Wagwan. Big up yourself. Look at this, how she corner-eyed him.
farming communities to normalcy, and that would include Westphalia, Davidsville, Halseylight, and around by Middleton settlement side.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Tower Hill and
You saw that a while ago?
around by Middleton settlement side.
Thank you.
And
Thank
Tower
you.
Hill and
Right there. You see that? You see that? How dare you cut me off? Who do you think you are? The arrogance in that facial expression. You see that? You can tell a lot by people's body language and their facial expression. You can tell a lot.
Thank
Tower
you.
Hill Lime Tree.
And then she goes on. She goes on with the disrespect.
And content
You have to allow me to finish.
to St. Peter's section. Chair, you wouldn't know the space, so you wouldn't know how critical.
Look how she is. She done talking. She done mention what she mentioned, and the man get attitude and over it and like, yo, what kind of disrespecting this? Sure, you wouldn't know how critical.
No, but I know I can follow time.
The man is saying, I don't care what you're talking about, you know, about him wouldn't know. You done make a question already. You done violate, you done disrespect. Could you shut up and let the rest of the people ask them question? But you want to be the center of attention. This is not the circus. Huh?
And you
So
take
I
a
would
lot of
speak
time with many
both
questions.
for
So
And then she goes on because she doesn't know how to show any respect. She has no respect for herself. Therefore, she shows no respect for anybody else. And this is the persons that are at the top of our totem pole in terms of leadership. I want to see why Jamaica under judgment. I want to see why Jamaica under judgment. Look at the pride. The pride come before the fall, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. She cannot humble herself to the rules of the board with the chairman not being her. She not being that position of power. It tells you everything you need to know about their characteristics. That dictatorship characteristic. Follow my rules, but I won't follow anybody else's. These are the type of people that if you give them, if they are granted certain levels of power, they abuse their power. Right there. She and Andrew Owens is the same. If you give them certain levels of power, they abuse their power. Thank God for God. Because the power that they seek, they shall not receive. Thus saith the Lord. Thank God for God. It's not always the white man that is the wickedest slave master here. You remember good.
I am now going to exercise Chairman's prerogative and move on to Mr. Crawford.
Wow. She did not humbly finish. She had to be cut off by Chairman's prerogative. How embarrassing. What an embarrassment to herself and her family. They should be embarrassed. They should be thoroughly embarrassed. Mighty God. And she's still talking. And look how she turned her back and she, like one big picnic, was spoiled.
Chairman, thank you, bro.
This is unbelievable. She's still talking, huh?
So what? I'm not sure what the rules are, but I will start with 2, and if we come back around, I will.
Very considerate of you.
All right, thank you, Chair.
Wow. And then that's a shot at her, no? Damon Crawford is like, I'm not sure what the rules are. But, you know, I'll start with 2 and then they can come on back to me. She wanted to just get a speech going of questions while not giving the opposition that level of latitude when we were asking critical questions in regards to the coming of Hurricane Melissa. Maybe if those questions were asked, right, we could have gotten somewhere. We could have used critical, constructive criticism and prepared ourselves a little better. How about that?
Chairman, I've seen a map indicating the levels of damage.
So big up to the chairman and big up to Damien Crawford. That lady is an embarrassment. She's an absolute embarrassment. Right? Now, in terms of Andrew Owens, let's go to this clip. Show you the hypocrisy. Let's go to this clip.
PEM being in operation and PEM doesn't have a solid inventory management system. Prime Minister, how long this has been going on for? How long?
Tell us.
That ADPEM, right, has not considered to have an inventory management system. So that proper checks
And balances, yeah.
So these are the questions that we are asking. Right? These are the questions that we are asking. So let me show you something now, Prime Minister. Let me now show you in terms of your behavior. Now you have to take your behavior.
Yes, the hypocrisy.
I want to correct your behavior.
Yes.
So let me just show the people something.
Please show
Let me
us.
just get into
Please show us, my boss.
right? And something. Let the people in here.
Let's hear this.
Lord, to continue to keep me and the Jamaica Labour Party firm and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Now,
Yo, the demon came out of him that time, you know. I'll never forget. Pray to God for give me the energy me need. Which God? Which God? The one where I bow down to upon the wall of Israel? Or the one of India? Or which God you matter about?
I hear that they are going to have protests for manufactured wage and prices that don't exist. Well, I want every Labourite to protest against this hypocrisy tomorrow. I want every Labourite, wherever you are, to protest in your workplace, to protest in the market, to protest wherever you are. And the backbiting of the PNP that is trying to bring down the progress of the people. Stand up, Labourite. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Stand up against the PNP.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Wagwan Yankee bless big up yourself. You see this? This was a very dangerous moment in our democracy, or lack thereof. And Andrew Owner should be locked up for this. I'm sure if you check some type of law, when it come on to inciting violence amongst the people of a country, this right here is definitely a crime. Inciting his supporters to go and protest a peaceful protest. Right? Talk about potentially aiding the genocide of the people of Jamaica. Right? At a time when the tension of politics was so high in the country. Right? And what was the people protesting? According to him, manufactured rage. Even if it was manufactured rage, they were protesting peacefully. Why would you set one group of people politically to go and to incite some type of bad energy or fight between the two support groups? This was reckless, this was criminal, and Andrew Owner should have been locked up for this. You understand what I'm saying? If I, Bolo VNR, look to incite violence in that manner, you know what they would do? They would label me as a terrorist. If I was to incite violence against one of the political parties, they would label me as a terrorist. This was a terrorist action. You have enemies, domestic and foreign. This was a move from the enemy of Jamaican people for you to want Jamaican people to clash over political divide. This was aiding potential genocide, ladies and gentlemen. This was very dangerous. Oh, and this was not the first time him do it. Another moment that can be considered in that same action was when Andrew Owens decided that he was going to keep field meeting at halfway tree on the same day as the People's National Party. And a responsible leader in Mark Jefferson Golden decided he's going to cancel his meeting at halfway tree. A lot of people saw that as weak. But thank God that Mark Golden is a wise leader. And his buttons cannot be pushed in a direction by chess players or so-called chess players that are mediocre. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not realize, a lot of the moves that Andrew Owens was making, like such as this, telling people to go and protest a protest, those meetings could have, those instructions that he gave could have potentially caused a civil war in Jamaica. And that would have aided in people losing their lives, aiding genocide. All right? This is crimes against humanity. He should have been locked up. Just like how Them can go after Peter Chambers, claiming that he wished the violence and death on the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister going out of his way to say stuff like this, to incite violence amongst the people, is the same energy. He should be locked up. He should be locked up. It is not right. This is hypocrisy. And then come around after election telling everybody that he wants to unite, then not doing everything in his power not to unite with the People's National Party. Yo, the People's National Party is caught between a rock and a hard place with a government that is so poisonous as this one. The truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, they cannot mix oil with water. And that is exactly what the JLP is. JLP is oil. Hot oil that is destroying this country with their attitude. Right? A lot of the moves that they should be making to build back this nation. And the first move would be doing what the prophet said. 3 days fasting, prayer and repentance. Declare that for the entire island. They went against God and did 2 days. I tell you, these people are the weapon that is formed against Jamaica. I don't think I joke me I make. Anyway, I had called into, you can go watch the rest of that to get Mystic Sensation copied on it. I called into Mystic Sensation.
But why you want to circumvent them? Why you want to circumvent them? Why you want to circumvent? They must have already. They must have. And you have the opportunity to utilize many loans.
Yes.
Now, that's why I said later I am going to show which part, based on what you are saying now. You understand? $1.3 trillion. As it relates to okay, we have the card. Let me just answer the card. Love, make the call in them. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead. Yes, Bolo, go on, brother. Yes. Exactly.
The government cannot ask skilled workers, especially in the area where I'm affected. I shot them on them. Build back the people as fast as possible, repair.
No.
We're most vulnerable and affected already. You understand? You have people in a pocket so you do them work. They big up brother when you're bigger than. You have a small team when you work with the same on TikTok, thinking I'm an artist, and you repair people house, you use people money from overseas,
Yeah.
The one has an expert. And you have some other work, but you have an expression of the same. But I West one and Dr. Nathan can almost highlight it. You might build back people also free. I am saying the government can link these people and put them together, organize them, give them the resources, get the people in roof over them dead brother and make a centralized place where only people can hold. Right? And they can try to keep people in the outside and sleeping in the elements, children and women and you understand?
Exactly.
People stay away.
And you're making some strong points, Bolo. Because again, I mean, when it said utilize the hurricane belt, you understand, and make in terms of you utilizing as it relates to having construction workers, right, get into that zone, right, and try to rebuild. But stabilizing the economy. Yes.
Some money and push the economy and put some money in people's pocket.
You mean?
Our money anyway.
Our money. Then we have to pay back. Bolo, every loan borrowed. I don't know if Andrew Honest believes your feel. Every loan that borrowed that me and you have to pay back in a Bolo. You understand what I just said? Yeah? Then I try to show you Bolo.
You're absolutely right. That's a great point.
Yeah?
That's a great point.
Every loan that borrowed, right? You and I have to pay back. So it's our money. So then make me get the benefit of it. Alright, hold on, we're not looking at this now. What is now, Bolo? The man is going to China. You understand? We want to pursue, as according to him, 5,000 container rooms. Right? And I show a certain thing because I did a research, right? In terms of if the amount of...
Boy, very unfortunate, Yankee. Miss Dallas, good night, Miss Dallas.
That is going to be very costly. No, you can't have those containers and just put them down an allocation like that without having, you understand, those additional structure, you understand, attached. Now, this is what I'm saying. Good. If you're talking about construction, yeah. Exactly. So that is where I was coming to. Bolo, as a government, right? Would you have done a feasibility study as it relates to the container homes and how much they can sustain as it relates to a category 5 hurricane? Would you have done that as a government?
Of course. So what you could do is find out where's the best place to actually put them when the business affected by flooding or hurricane winds.
Exactly.
To construct them in another way.
Exactly.
Because as I said, you can't just put them in a place.
No.
We just get ravished a while ago.
No. Because obviously it's like a dead trap you are setting for the people. They couldn't be doing that.
Entrepreneurs are very skillful, you know. In one end, you are taking time to do logistics to get the food out. And over this end, you might rush this without the feasibility study where you have to about to make something make sense. And this one is more of a long-term plan.
Exactly.
It's like you are working in reverse. When you come out to people that get food and water, really have enough move and just be fast.
That's exactly what he's doing.
But when you come out to housing, you want to move and be fast without any real thinking and structure around the thing. This is the part of it where you have to do some thinking. And you need everybody to come together to do the thinking, but it's not just you alone and the government.
Wonderful point.
This out there, you have people who know the weather, climate change people. Everybody needs to come on board just like when PMP said.
Yeah.
Like we need a national effort. Everybody has to be on board.
Here you go.
Instead of coming and cursing us out and threatening us. Why don't you listen to some of the ideas that we are putting out there? Common sense ideas and implement them.
I want to tell you something, Bolo. I played a clip with the, one of the representatives from World Bank. And they are saying that their data collection involving social media data.
Thank you very much, mistake. We're trying to make that point then.
Yeah.
Because when I was watching it, I said the same thing. I said, hold on. You really see how plan and what my cost?
Yeah.
How much you want to assess damage?
Yes. Yes.
You really see how plan and what they say. You don't feel listen to them.
Aye.
So how come to come and feel that you need to study enough to make assessment or how to move forward?
There you go.
See, that's it for bringing somebody.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? Exactly. That's my point.
My God.
Yeah, man.
My God. This one?
What do you mean, man? All right. Blessings, my brother. Blessings. All right, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, you know, me have to hold a reasoning with the general, you know. Big up mistake. You understand? Yeah, people, when you look upon it, you have all of these skilled workers, them. Right? You have people where you can use as long as they're willing to work. Seeing, and people are the money, brother, people. Right? If a man don't want to humble himself for them business that, but you see people that were willing to be a part of the rebuild, brother, seek them, gather them, put them to work, brother. Put them to work. Whole heap of debris they fi clear up. You feel me I deal with? Whole heap of drain they fi clean. Right? Whole heap of house they fi rebuild. What you mean? Right now Jamaica is a alright, me I gotta tell you the truth. You see the next few years, type of rebuild where Jamaica go under, every skill man supposed to be a millionaire. Alright? And the reason why I say that if the right thing, them are going to put the money back in the people them will actually live in Jamaica and own a piece of the rock. And if them even own one, by the time them done work for build back Jamaica, them can own piece of the rock. Every skilled worker for rich between now and the next 2 years. Plumber, architect, contractor, every man will do welding. Every man supposed to rich. Because a rebuild, we are rebuild Jamaica. So how you rebuild Jamaica without the people them? If the people them get rich, the economy I go flow, bro. Get the money back into the people them hands. You feel me I say? No matter how expensive anything is, people need food. Right? So you know, say I've got to invest in a farm of them. Hydroponics are going to be a thing. People have got to start getting involved with hydroponics. So them can supplement the hotel them we are going to rebuild after a time. You feel me I say? That are all going well and Jamaica don't just totally mash up. That's our next conversation. But we are going to move on. Because you know judgment upon Jamaica, so we can't go like so we don't know that. Zine, in our real life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, more have to share this.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Floyd Morris. Mr. Floyd, Floyd Morris? Senator Floyd Morris, Doctor, Professor, no, Senator Professor Floyd Morris. Hey, let me tell you something. You see, without vision, you shall perish, you know. I may tell you this, you know, so I shouldn't even play this yet. Because this man beat some hammer a while ago. He hammered them too heavy, brother. I don't know why I ain't going to do that. People, Rene Simoes wants to come back. Wanna think. Boy, Rene Simoes, my bias, brother. You have my vote, you know. Rene Simoes have my vote. Them man love Jamaica, them man love football. Rene Simoes have my vote. I not tell no lie, I not go around. Oh, this me need to talk about before I go upon that. People, it is official. Leptospirosis outbreak declared in Jamaica. It is official. Donovan, how you doing? It is people have to be careful. You understand what I say? Watch on hands them regularly. If you have a wound, careful how you are digging at dirt or nothing, because you know all it take is the feces or the urine of the rodent for the in the soil, and then your hand go cut, and then you go put your hand in the dirt, go in, and then you understand what I say? That is how easy. Watch the rat them people utilize bleach in our house, set on a rat trap. We should get a coach from Africa. So yeah, so I'm not really opposed to that, but if you talk about I want to test it and proven, Rene Simoes is the man. Anyway, we have a Jamaican coach where I want them to have him as the coach with Rene Simoes. So if Rene Simoes, him and Rene Simoes need to have a mutual kind of meeting at the mines. If you let me say, come here, say have a team where them really do well, you know. And I think I am the one of the talk about combining our skills and our DNA skill sets with how we play football. So if I agree with him and him have success, I feel like if they're going to hire Rene Simoes, that man need to be mandatory there with Rene Simoes. Two of them working together, we can take a thing to the next level. In terms of discipline with the youth them. Because the youth them need discipline, and Rene Simoes can bring that. You feel me I say? Yeah man, Rene Simoes. We say Rene and Whitmore, mighty God, too much so that you know. Hope the business owners will not use food items beaten by those rodents. Now, as me I tell you, I have to check on the tin stuff them. I want to have to wipe them off. Clean. Before the time when I go walk man consume. You understand? You know say rat can climb, so if you put them high, them can still reach. And rat now if they in your house, rat can do out a door and then come in your house. You understand what I say? Yeah, I saw it go. Rose, how you doing? Big up yourself. I'm say Omar West in our place. Big up yourself, Omar West. Alright, let's continue. The road at them, it's dangerous, man, I tell you. Please guys, please, the road ain't dangerous. We can't walk on X-label showing sensitive. What is?
Sun went down, team is wrapping up, but
okay, I don't know about that, but I'm not going to even deal with that right now. I'm going to go through that already. This serious, hold on there.
I have information that your offices have been closed for the duration of the hurricane and after the hurricane. I have certainty. I have two questions. I have information that your offices have been closed for the duration of the hurricane and after the hurricane. Is that so?
You're getting that information. Did you go there?
No, sir. My brothers and sisters and family members lived in. No, I'm answering the MP now. I'm capable of answering the MP.
Listen, 1 second, Punkus. You're not going to come up here and be feisty. I'm giving you the opportunity to come and ask a question. And I'm giving...
Yo, you know, some I never hear Noel get so mad. The man said, brother, you're not going to come up here and be feisty, you know. You get the opportunity to come up here, come talk, and you come. Yo, some of them labor right have some tone pan people program like a for them one. No respect, you know. Some of them, you know. A real, hey. I know because them a labor right, but they just go on like them a, yo. Yo, not spend on yourself, brother. No respect. Yo, me never say Isaac get this mad. Listen to this.
I've been transparent. You live in the Netherlands. He's asked you a question. There are other people that want to come, so I'm not going to have you taking over the real Q&A. So go ahead. Just ask the question.
I have family members that live in Bongos.
Yes.
They say that your visiting office in your office is closed.
All right, I'm going to say this to your family member. There's a sign that says open. It's spelled O-P-E-N.
Woo! Yo, Isaac said, listen, I'm going to say this to your family member. There's a sign that says open. It's spelled O-P-E-N. Yo! The level of subtlety. This is how you are disrespectful without being disrespectful. Yo, look for the sign that says open, fam. You'll find the office. It says open. Alright? Oh my God. Boy, Omar, you alone upon that. You know? Me don't want no spirit or no ancestor. The Bible talk about not having any dealings with the dead. A God alone spirit no one. Yeah, Jesus Christ straight. Me don't want a spirit or no ancestor, brother. Them gone already. A God, me not deal with no sub-source. Me want to go straight to the source. God Almighty is the source. You don't want no more spirit than that. You understand? That's where the power come from. Me not look for no sub-source for no power. But me not call for no ancestor, brother. Straight up, I tell you that.
Oh, that's one person. And I don't know. Only you could tell me because I don't have the information as to whether or not your family members can read and write. What?
Damn! Like, I literally don't. No, he's not lying, though. He doesn't know if they can read and write. Damn! You know, it's like he's saying that, listen, the only way they can't find my office is because they can't read and write. Because there's a sign that says open. It's spelled O-P-E-N. You understand? Yeah, facts.
If they can't, then you have to let them know that the sign is right.
Sir,
No, I'm not here for you because I live in Portland and my office is on Smash Road. What I can tell you is that the former MP's office is closed. If the family is our labor rights, obviously that office is going to be closed because that valve is broken. However, my office...
If they go into the old office where the labor rights were, that office is closed. Alright? Because that vase was broken. You think Isaac are going to the office of them did that? Eh? Mighty God. Hey man, I tell you, this was so awesome.
Open from Monday to Saturday, from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and I'm there all the time.
So the man office open from Monday to Saturday, 8 to 5, and he's there all the time. So this man come up here and say, why is Isaac not at his office? And it's closed. And Fim family tell him say it's closed. Him no live at Jamaica, you know. Not even Jamaica him no live. Foreign him live, you know. And come by yesterday and I accuse the man of not being at his office. Because him family tell him so. And he must say it so as a matter of fact. Germs.
My open hours is Friday, and I have it from 9 o'clock right up to 5 o'clock. No break at all. So I'm just letting you know that. And let your family also know that my office is non-political. You don't need to bring an ID to say who you vote for. I don't care. Election done. I'm just ask that at a time. Know that some person. And I don't know. You don't need to be political for anything. I might know your family members, and I love everybody. Believe me when I tell you this. So that type of vitriol that you're coming at me with is misinformation. And you just need to let them know that if they need help, that's what I'm there for. And they have no duty to vote for me. They don't have to like me. If them rooftop blow up, tell them to come and get the grant. It's government money, not mine. So they just need to understand that the taxpayers' money belongs to them. I don't see green and I don't see orange.
Yeah, I want you to know that because apparently you don't know who I am and you're just following a narrative that isn't so. And like this, you don't need.
Yo, them really piss off Isaac, and I'm glad he went there. Shout out to Isaac. Yeah, man. I'm glad that Isaac put him in that place. Let's get to this. This right here is so sobering. Big up Mr. Floyd Morris. Senator Professor Floyd Morris. Very sobering speech, this.
Mr. President, and thank you very much, Minister, for the statement that you have presented. I want to start off with a point that you ended it.
Talk no man, talk no Rose.
Minister,
Donovan, you good?
acknowledge and express our profound condolences to the families that have lost loved ones during the passage of the hurricane. We share their pain, we share the grief during this time.
This time, yeah.
It's always difficult to encounter these situations after a natural disaster.
True, man.
I want to also, Mr. President, acknowledge the tremendous effort of our first responders to the natural disasters. They were on the front line,
Sure.
working even in situations of danger.
Yep.
To protect this our beloved country. And so I salute all the first responders who were involved in that Herculean effort. Mr. President, one of the positive things that have happened over the past 20 years is the improvement in technologies to, among other things, aid in tracking and monitoring hurricanes. And so we have been privileged to experience that during the lead up to the hurricane.
Right.
And whilst we were watching our television and listening to our radios,
yes,
we could get daily updates as to where the hurricane was situated and its possible landing in Jamaica.
Right.
And so, Mr. President, for almost a week, we knew what was likely to happen in Jamaica.
Yes.
And the good Lord was on our side.
I tell you.
It gave time and time
and time
days and days of delays.
I tell you.
Before it finally hit and landed in New Hope in Westmoreland.
Talk truth.
And here, Mr. President, I want to express
yes
some disappointment.
Talk up, my general.
Because whilst the hurricane was moving along the coastline and we had the privilege of tracking what was happening with the hurricane.
Right.
I wonder why is it that there wasn't a systematic movement of supplies,
yes,
equipment,
yes,
to strategic points across the island,
right,
that will allow for a quicker response,
yes,
in terms of the hurricane. I heard a number of complaints subsequent to the hurricane.
Right.
In terms of delays.
Yes.
Food supplies.
Yes.
In supplies for temporary essential.
Yes.
And also equipment that would assist in clearing those roads.
Right.
That were cut off.
You know what's funny? He's raising that point, you know. But Andrew Owen's government gave us the distinct impression that they already had those things mobilized strategically. I don't know if they were prepared for the storm to hit Kingston, but they weren't prepared for it to hit Westmoreland. Like they did no preparation for Westmoreland. I wonder if that's what happened, but let's continue.
Mr. President, I appreciate the tremendous search and rescue mission of our police, our soldiers,
yes,
and our firemen.
right.
I was listening to a story from a fireman who he was busy out on search and rescue mission. And when he went home, he had no house.
No house.
He had to resort to sleeping
in his car. Mighty God.
And Mr. President, you know, as I reflect on all that has taken place in the hurricane, I've heard calls for a united approach to the disaster recovery effort.
Listen to this.
And we, as a part of the opposition, support that call tremendously. And
for
we
unity.
have been reaching out to the government.
Yes.
As demonstrated by what was said by the Honorable Minister from the spokesperson on education.
Yes.
Reaching out to her to give support on a particular initiative. But Mr. President, as we call for unity, I wondered
yes.
where we would have been today.
Yes.
If on that initial flight,
yes.
the Prime Minister,
yes,
to St. Elizabeth,
if
the leader of the opposition was with him, and the powerful signal it would have sent to this nation.
Hey, Floyd Morris, you don't have no sight, you know, but you have vision. I said the exact same thing on this platform. If Andrew Honest was serious about unity, when he first went to assess the damages, the entire media should have seen him and Mark Jefferson Golding walking together, reaching out to the people together, assessing the damages together, making plans together on how we're actually going to get around this thing. I'm talking about immediate talks, live, sharing ideas. You hear what I said? I said that would have been a massive signal to the entire world that Jamaica's government, the leadership is standing together as one. All of this foolishness from the labor right them would not get it on social media. Defending nonsense. Right? The man them feel the people of Jamaica. Because what? Them never did unite the PMP from the start. Communications have been going on with everybody on the ground, councillor, everybody, mayor, everybody from the two sides. Let us know what is happening in your community. So would I know say St. Mary get hit wicked. Would I know say St. Ann get hit wicked in a whole heap of places. And would I find out the place where then get it so we could have reach people them faster. Up to now people that get reach all now. Them don't see no care package, them don't even see them. Brother, me I tell you say, yo, boy, me I tell you, man, Andrew Honest missed the ball. Missed the ball. The government missed the ball completely. And it's like, it's an opportunity that you can't get back. Because if he had done it that way, right? And he had walked that same walk by that action of having Mark Golding there with him. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaica would be moving faster than how we're moving right now. But they don't want any unity with the People's National Party because they want to keep up them skullduggery and them robbery. You understand? Yes, that's what they want to do. Let's continue.
We are in this together. We are in this thing together. Because, Mr. President, the truth of the matter is that when the hurricane landed in Jamaica, it never looked or searched for the greens or the orange.
Tell them, no boss.
It
affected
everybody.
across
Everybody.
the area, the affected parishes. And so, Mr. President, I am very disappointed that that initial
opportunity, yeah,
was not seized upon by the Prime Minister. And Mr. President, I also want to express my disappointment in the fact, I want to also express my disappointment, Mr. President, in the fact that it took over 20 days for the Prime Minister to visit what we regard as Ground Zero in New Hope, in Westmoreland. 20 days. Mr. President, we have to change how we deal with and approach the rebuilding effort, because the rebuilding effort is going to require the 2.7 million Jamaicans, not the 410,000 who supported the government on September 3rd.
Teach.
Mr. President,
1 minute, Senator Morris. Senator Brown. Engage Professor Morris. Thank you.
Mr. President? You want me to continue?
Yes, of course. Continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have to engage in a rebuilding effort that is anchored in unity. Because, as the minister said, $8.8 billion US of our GDP was affected. That is $1.4 trillion. Mr. President, it is going to require that unity of purpose. And I want to say, Mr. President, that the leader of the opposition has called for this multi-sectorial committee to assist in the monitoring of the disaster relief effort and reconstruction. And so, Mr. President, I see and hear the minister mention the establishment of the National Reconstruction Team. And I am taking note of the team and its compilation. I think it is a positive step and a positive development. Mr. President, there are 135,000 buildings that have been estimated to be affected in the hurricane. And a significant portion of these are homes that have been damaged across the country. And no doubt that would have been calculated in the $8.8 billion that have been estimated thus far. I want to point out, Mr. President, that for many of the homeowners, they have invested in their houses based on their life savings, some through partners and some borrowed money from the NHD, etc., and other financial institutions. And I hope that we are going to see a significant effort in terms of assisting the homeowners across this country in terms of rebuilding their houses. I went and visited one of the housing developments that was recently constructed in Edmond Ridge. And Mr. President, I was amazed at what I saw. Absolutely. And I make no apologies about it. Because, Mr. President, you know, Mr. President, since they invite me and and members would be curious as to how I see what I see.
Senator Morris, don't be distracted, you know, because remember, your run-up is 20 minutes, you know, you're running close to it. So don't be distracted by Senator Morgan.
Yes, Mr. President.
Stick to the script.
But, Mr. President, I just want to indicate that when you go into that housing development, you're talking about a situation where some people...
Yo, the man said, I was shocked at what I see. Yo, Mr. Floyd Morris, sir, you are hilarious. This man cannot see. This man... Yo, this dude right here, man. Yo, listen, man. Shout out to the man, all right? But in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, we have to examine that housing structure. I am going to play a video from it. That is... Whew, Lord have mercy. Boy. Yes.
And the houses were destroyed.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what is going to happen to those homeowners
right.
who paid for the houses, never moved in, and what is going to be the
end result
recourse for those people.
Yeah.
And are we going to see the contractors stepping up to the plate
yes.
to repair those damages that were done to the houses in that particular development? Mr. President, I note the decision of the government to purchase 5,000 modular, and I'm going to be very specific, modular container homes through the NHT. And Mr. President, as I heard the minister's presentation, I'm forced to ask the question, these modular homes will...
Sorry, Senator Mark. Senator, Minister, this is the question. Go ahead, please, Senator Mark.
Mr. President,
Come on, it's the guidance of the minister, and not you. You're an experienced man in this thing, so you ask the question.
So, Minister, I would like to know, in these houses will cost about 6.5 million. But I think under the NHT, you can get up to $13 million as a single contributor. So I want to find out if, when they get these funds to purchase one of these modular homes, a contributor, will they be able to access the other portion of funds to, say, for example, engage in expansion of those homes over time? Because I understand that the units, the modular homes, they are up to 430 square feet. And I also want to find out, Minister, what, in light of the situation that exists with land tenure in some of these parishes and affecting some of these homeowners, will we see some form of flexibility in terms of government policy, in terms of how we treat with the land? Is it that we are going to see a situation where the individuals who occupy the land can get some proof that they have occupied the land for a particular period of time, and therefore they will be eligible to build at that particular location once the location is deemed safe for construction? Mr. President, I note that we are moving towards the modular container homes, but I want to also stress the need for the enforcement of existing regulation where building are concerned. Because, Mr. President, the fact of the matter is that a lot of what we have seen happening across the island in the devastation of homes and buildings are attributed to poor construction.
True.
And a part of it is that the monitoring and evaluation systems have been lax.
Yeah.
And so we have to make sure we strengthen those mechanisms going forward to ensure that, as Minister pointed out, we build back better and we build back stronger in terms of future preparation for not just Category 5 hurricane, because there are talks now of having another category, a Category 6 hurricane. Mr. President, I am going to conclude with something that the minister said at the end as well. And Minister, I am putting on my church hat now because I appreciated the fact that whilst you were doing the press conferences and giving the updates during the lead up to the hurricane, there was this constant call for prayer. And I appreciated it because I know the role that God has to play in the affairs of men, and the fact that he controls the wind and the rains. But Minister, I have taken note that since the hurricane has passed, we have not heard a call similar to what you have made for a national day of recognition or thanksgiving for the goodness of God, because it could have been worse.
Let me tell you something. Hey, you see? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, gotta talk to Jamaica, you know? Imagine Floyd Morris made it a point of duty for me. I didn't even listen to this part of it, you know. People, me and Una listen to this fresh right now. I mean, only I got highlight points. Me I make it, Wagwan Craig. No, I have to play that back. No, this right now deserve to get a play back.
And I appreciated it because I know that during the press conferences and giving the updates during the lead up to the hurricane, there was this constant call for
prayer. Yes.
And I appreciated it because I know the role
that God plays,
that God has to play in the affairs of men.
Yes.
And the fact that he controls the wind and the rain.
Yes.
But Minister, I have taken note.
Yes.
That since the hurricane has passed.
Yes.
We have not heard a call similar to what you have made for a national day of recognition or thanksgiving for the goodness of God, because it could have been worse for Jamaica. It could have been worse for Jamaica. I know that there were a number of churches that have been engaged in prayer and thanksgiving. But in terms of a governmental response, just as how you call for prayers across the country, I was expecting a similar call subsequent. And if it was done by you, Minister, in any press conference, I never heard. But I believe that we as a nation have to go into that situation where we give God thanks for guiding us through, but also for preparing us for the recovery effort. Because we are going to need godly intervention in terms of driving the reconstruction process. Because losing $8.8 billion of our GDP and counting, because I heard my friend Minister Samuda in Brazil say $10 billion. So we're gonna have to. Nothing go wrong if it is US dollars.
Thank you, Senator Morris. Don't be distracted.
We understand the flexibility in terms of the figures. But Mr. President, I want us to understand that we are going to have to make a united effort.
Yo, whoever just interrupt the man a while ago on this point is so ungodly. Yo, them better thank God say me and a God. God know why me couldn't be God, you know. Me not after me not ready. Me not ready. Me not have no chill. Cause mother just twist one of them arm over there. Look on the point where the man a make and the man a interrupt the man, brother. The man a make a solid argument, you know, bro, about, you know, actually giving praises to the Most High and recognizing and thanking God. I mean, if a man a preach, brother, thanking God say never worse, bro. These are the best part of the man's speech. Right now, me need to highlight this part of his speech and put it out in the morning, you know, by itself, you know, because I come like them people and I really understand what we just go through a while ago. And the people them is so unrepenting, brother. People them so unrepenting, bro. Why may I tell you? No, sir. Mr. Floyd Morris.
To rebuild this country, and in that united effort, we have to make sure that all hands are on deck, including the opposition, government, private sector, the church community. All hands must be on deck to ensure that we recover stronger and faster.
Thank you very much.
Yo, big up Mr. Floyd Morris. Senator Professor Floyd Morris. The man is absolutely on point. I'm talking about he is a gold star, ladies and gentlemen. Gold star. You hear me? Gold star.
Yes. Okay.
No, I'm not go this way. Sorry. No, go this at all. Moving on. Oh yeah, Facebook. I forgot about it now. These people and their store up on Facebook. Oh, Facebook not block me now. Or YouTube not block me, because some of them people are just something for them thing. Let me see. Senator Brown, Dr. Maziki, Cleveland. Yes, this young man, I need to hear from him. Let's go. I need to hear from this young man.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, Minister Government, with respect to the different. Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, Minister, for your presentation. I have 3 questions, 2 on the general response from the government with respect to the different areas that I'll talk about, and then 1 on the education sector. With respect to the restoration of electricity to the areas that are currently without, does the government accept that it erred when it prematurely announced the intent to end the GPS school license, which, according to what the permanent secretary said at PAAC yesterday, has put the company in a precarious position now to find financing to support recovery to the tune of US $400 million. And that they have requested an extension of the license. Is Cabinet considering to grant that extension? That's the first question. Yes.
Whoa.
The second question, Minister, 1 on the education sector.
Yeah.
With respect to the restoration of electricity to the areas that are currently without,
right,
does the government accept that it erred when it prematurely announced the intent to end the GPS school license, which, According to what the permanent secretary said at PAAC yesterday, has put the company in a precarious position now to find financing to support recovery to the tune of US $400 million. And that they have requested an extension of the license. Is Cabinet considering to grant that extension? That's the first question. Yes, please, don't interrupt me.
Wow. Wow, guys, this is a serious question. So JPS license, yo, why is like the PMP? Yo, John, you know how long the energy minister, you know how long the man talk about the JPS thing? Philip Palwell. Let me see if I hit this man talk about. Yo, yeah, hold on then. No. See, this is our next video we may have to go do tomorrow and put out. Because this is one serious conversation, you know. Make we hear this.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
Minister of Energy has indicated that he will be making a statement to Parliament in relation to the JPS license.
Right.
I want to caution both the government and the JPS that in the face of the desperate situation that we now have, that there should be no greater concessions granted to the JPSO than are necessary for it to secure funding so as to achieve full restoration of electricity to the grid. I want to remind the country that we have stated our position in relation to a new license. Firstly, we do not believe a license should be granted for more than 10 years. Secondly, we believe that the right of first refusal that the JPSCO now has should be abolished, and that any new generating capacity being brought to the grid must be subject to full and fair competition. We also believe that those operators who do their business in the special economic zone should be able to generate and to distribute electricity within those zones. We also believe that there ought to be greater regulations governing street lights. There are too many lights that do not work.
True.
And there's no proper accountability for them.
True.
We also believe that there should be greater consumer rights protection in any new license that is granted to enable consumers to have rights against JPSCO for damages to their equipment.
True.
And so on.
True.
And we also believe that there should be the seamless implementation of wheeling on the grid at this time. Those are, for us, some of the preconditions to any new license being granted. And we urge the government to indicate to the country next week where we are with those negotiations.
At pnp.org.j.
People, only hear the people. I go play that again, you know. But I have to play that again.
Is a release from the People's National Party.
I have to play that again.
The Minister of Energy has indicated that he will be making a statement to Parliament in relation to the JPSCO's license. I want to caution both the government and the JPSCO that in the face of the desperate situation that we now have,
yes,
that there should be no greater concessions granted to the JPSCO than are necessary for it.
What does that mean? No greater concessions. Concessions. What does concession mean? Concession meaning, Lord God. I think that is granted, especially in response to the demand. So basically, any demands that JPS have in this next negotiation should be limited. You understand? They shouldn't roll out the red carpet for JPS. Limited concessions. because the deal that they got before was too sweet. And the people of Jamaica is being abused because of it. And it's not lie. When our products, you know, stuff that we have, our appliances are destroyed, JPS don't hold no liability to it. It's crazy. You understand? And sometimes genuinely it is their fault. It's a fault of their system. We cannot continue like that. How can we continue like that? And then our light bills are so high and them give you estimated bill. Listen to me, man. I am with the People's National Party on this one. No concessions should be granted more than necessary. None.
To secure funding so as to...
But make we see how it go now. Make we see how Andrew Owen's government is going to handle this energy deal with the JPS. Let's see.
Achieve full restoration of electricity to the grid. I want to remind the country that we have stated greater concessions granted to the JPSO than are necessary for it to secure funding so as to achieve full restoration of electricity to the...
So basically, they must do only what is necessary to restore electricity all over Jamaica. No further concessions should be given to JPS. That's the first thing. Let's continue.
Great. I want to remind the country that we have stated our position in relation to a new license. Firstly, we do not believe a license should be granted for more than 10 years. Secondly,
limited time on the license, people. Yeah, man, limited time, performance based. Listen.
We believe that the right of first refusal that the JPS now has should be abolished.
What is the right of first refusal? Me look pan, let me go in on my phone. Hold on there. What is the right of first refusal in a contract? Alright, the right of first refusal in a contractual is a contractual right that gives a specific party the options to enter a transaction before the owner can make it with a third party. So, the owner must first offer the asset or business opportunity to the JPS. Okay, so JPS basically has had job security in their previous contracts where them have the offer of first refusal. And that means that any contract where the government are going to give, them have to first offer it to JPS, and JPS would have the right to refuse it or take it. If them take it, nobody else can go get it because them take it. So them get so basically the PMP is saying you cannot give them this right because it does not help the people of Jamaica in terms of having a competitive space for energy companies in Jamaica. It is similar to what happened with Lime, you know. Remember Lime? Who remember Cable and Wireless, when Cable and Wireless was Cable and Wireless, and it was the only company that they could have a cell phone from, because their contract that they had lasted so long. You feel me? I say nobody else could compete in the space, and then came all these other companies and made it a competitive space, and it actually helped the people. What we have in the energy space is a monopoly. All the cards are being held by JPS, and the PMP is saying, no, we cannot have that. That has to change. You get me? And I agree.
And that any new generating capacity being brought to the grid must be subject to full and fair competition.
Right.
We also believe that those operators who do their business in the special economic zones should be able to generate and to distribute electricity within those zones.
So hold on. Them not have the ability to do that. Like having solar energy. Wow, so what kind of contract JPS get? But it's not safe.
We also believe that there ought to be greater regulations governing street lights. There are too many lights
Brother, the amount of accident to go on at Jamaica, if they do one study upon the accident to go on at Jamaica because of bad lighting, JPS good legal prison. No joke, no exaggeration. JPS don't have to come down, brother. You don't lose. You don't have to come down. There is just no way. You're not operating in this manner. Where's the accountability? Where the street light them there? Why so much street light? There's no much place we can name right now. The street light they there and them just stop. It's either them stop work or something happen. And there has been no maintenance. Who is the one that is doing the checks and balances where that is concerned? The man is absolutely right. JPS don't need to come down. Government are ramp with blows and skirt, in a real life. Right? Them are ramp putting if it's true and a joke.
That do not work, and there's no proper accountability for them.
Yeah.
We also believe that there should be greater consumer rights protection in the new license that is granted.
Right.
To enable consumers to have rights against JPS for damages to their equipment.
Of course.
And so on. And we also believe that there should be the seamless implementation of wheeling on the grid at this time. Those are for us some of the preconditions to any new license being granted. And we urge the government to indicate to the country next week where we are with those negotiations.
Yo, I just want to say big up to the People's National Party for the professionalism and also, raising these key issues. Big up.
Thank you, Mr. President. Financing to support AC yesterday has put the company in a precarious position now to find financing to support recovery to the tune of US $400 million. But they have requested an extension of the license. Is Cabinet considering to grant that extension? That's the first question. Please, don't interrupt. The second question, Minister, is with respect to the establishment of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority. I know that the Prime Minister will chair an oversight body that will be comprised of private sector and public sector individuals. Has the Prime Minister considered that it perhaps would have been optimal for him not to be chairman of this committee, given that, no, she's information minister. She is information minister.
Senator,
please.
Senator Morgan, Minister Morgan, please. Senator Morgan.
Thank you.
You said the man disgusting. Yo, the man come.
It would be optimal. That would be optimal for him not to be the chairman, and for a committee in Parliament to be established and oversight be provided by Parliament. The Prime Minister, there will be significant drag on the Prime Minister's availability. He's head of government. So for him to chair that oversight body.
Mr. Tomlinson, ask a question.
All right, I'm asking.
No, him ask a question and he's commenting now. Just ask a question.
Well, Mr. President, I think the minister can respond on whether it would be optimal for him not to be chairman. And then, with respect to the education sector, I note that you said in your statement that the government is intends to engage the Caribbean Examination Council to make special accommodation for Jamaica. Is the government contemplating requesting a revision to the examination window that would accommodate an extension of the examination date? So rather than having the traditional April, May, June, it could be July, early August. That would allow the schools the additional time to prepare, which would also necessitate CXC designing alternative exams to accommodate that revised window. Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, Minister, for your presentation.
So that are some serious questions there. So a three top question that Mr. Tomlinson asks. So one about JPS. The other one is about Andrew Onessa chair as a chairman. Where Andrew Onessa deal with? If youth is right, I mean, why would he be a chairman of a committee? Look how much things him have to do. Him have how much sitting in him office. The man a try micromanage everything. Hey, and one thing me know when I see Craven dog choke on them blouse and skirt bone, you know. Andrew Onessa come like you set up yourself for a massive, embarrassing failure. Epic. You bite off more than what you can chew, hombre. In a real life. Yeah, man, you bite off more than what you can chew, man. Because I don't know where you are dealing with. But I want to remind you of this. This was before Hurricane Melissa come. Listen to this.
Will experience a rebirth. I'm not asking you, friends. It is the table, as it were. The stage is already set. It is already set. So this year, 5786, 2026, is where
exactly
certain cycles are going to be destroyed. That's what's going to happen. And God is beginning the process now through this hurricane called Melissa. And it is not an ordinary one. When I show you the name, as I've shared with you a while ago, it's a dangerous situation. Because the first letter of Melissa means water. That is why we know it's a water judgment. The judgment is going to be greater than the wind as a result of the water. So we know it's water. So that is why we could prophesy water judgment. Even before any forecast came, we knew. Because of what the letters are telling us by and through the Holy Spirit. And the numbers. Yes. So now, cycles. So there are certain cycles they want to perpetrate and perpetuate. For example, the stealing of election, that is going to come to an end. I'm not asking you.
Wow.
Let me say it again. I am not asking any of you.
Yes.
The stealing of election, vote buying, it is going to end. This 5786, 2026. Corruption in politics. What?
All praises to the Most High.
I'm not asking you.
Colleen, what's up?
Watch and you will see. Watch and you will see. Gangsterism and all of them. So how much gangs and all that. God is going up beyond witchcraft. All of those cycles. Child sacrifice and all of those things. It is going to come to an end. God is going to bring it to an end. Because of the purpose that he has for the nation of Jamaica. And so those ungodly cycles, you name them, whatever the ungodly cycles, for generations, right? They have been following us and all of that. They are going to be not just broken but destroyed because this is the year, Vav, cycles. So then, I'm going into all of that to say to you, that's why the hurricane must pass over us. It can't just pass us by. That is why it's going to dump so many inches of rain, record number of rain. And listen, water is very important. Water is for cleansing.
Aye.
So that is why the modality of the judgment is going to be more water than the wind. Yes, the wind will have a factor. There are roofs that have been taken off and structures, but the greater damage is going to be as a result of the water. But the water plays a number of roles, but it also represents the Spirit of the Lord. He's going to use it to cleanse this nation. You are going to notice some of the places that will be destroyed and communities. And I tell you this, when you do the history of those communities that are going to be destroyed, you will discover how many obia workers, revivalists, and how many evil altars have been in there. God is going to be targeting those places.
Wow.
The idea is, and the intention is, to reset. Not just break, but destroy ungodly cycles. That is why we know that they can't change the constitution and make it into what they want it to make. It can't work. It will not work. That is why we know that the needs try.
May I tell you say, this just make my heart full. I'm just say thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for send this word. And make we know say, when them a plan, God will wipe out that. Thank you, God. Yes, man. Yes, man. Hey, we don't know what about me. I feel good. I knew that I would now. Now, this lady, me have it, you see what she talk about right there, so I have to touch one little piece side, you know? Yeah. One little piece side.
System. Thank you to the Minister for her statement. We appreciate especially the attention to psychosocial well-being of those in the education system. Our most immediate concern in relation to the effects of Hurricane Melissa on the education sector is the well-being of children and their educators. But also, there is a need to contemplate how the present connects to a long-term vision for education, including the prospect of the development of a national framework for education in times of crisis such as this. We have heard the Minister speak to building for resilience in the face of climate change, but I want to state that resilience in the education sector is not just about infrastructure. Melissa raises the question of whether education is fit for purpose in Jamaica. Mr. President, surely the effects of the hurricane have raised the urgency of the need for an education system oriented to grappling with climate change. It tells us it is imperative to mainstream environmental studies into the national education curriculum. The approach to education must engender curiosity about our land use, very important, generate and collect local data on the environment, whether we are talking about rainfall, floods, bushfires, river behavior, tide levels, shore erosion, hillside erosion, and such. And it must especially develop indigenous knowledge and solutions on how to secure the land, its resources, and the climate for a future of common human well-being. Our knowledge is very important to how we construct this nation. On the matter of human well-being, I note the provision and knowledge is very important to how we construct this nation. On the matter of human well-being, I note the provisions and we appreciate them very much, as I said before, especially in relation to the psychosocial well-being of children and parents. We note, and since education is so important, we note that the JTA had announced a $30 million grant for teachers, and we wonder whether the Ministry of Education is making similar arrangements for teachers, given the very important role that they play in their society.
Talk about it.
Relatedly, we have been provided with important information on the state of schools, and I wonder whether the Ministry of Education will also provide information on the number of students and teachers affected by the hurricane, so that those who are interested in assisting in the rebuilding effort would also be given information that would allow them to give attention to that sector or that aspect of the education system. Mr. President, we are aware people may think that democracy is slow and unnecessary in times of disaster. But we believe it is especially important at this time to show respect to our people by having consultations with them.
Yes, talk about
it. Indeed, we believe that parents and teachers have ideas about what is best to get their children back to learning, and so they should be heard. Has the Minister of Education consulted with parents, or is there a schedule for consultation with parents and teachers about how learning should occur from here on? Are teachers clear on what is expected of them going forward? Mr. President, we can all agree that Melissa has imposed trauma on the nation, and especially the hardest hit. In response to national trauma, thank you to the Minister for her statement. Speak to grappling with climate change, solutions on how to secure the land, its resources, the social well-being of children, and is making similar arrangements for teachers, given the varying of children and parents. We note, and since education is so important, we note that the JTA had announced a $30 million grant for teachers, and we wonder whether the Ministry of Education is making similar arrangements for teachers, given the very important role that they play in their society.
Good questions.
Relatedly, we have been provided with important information on the state of schools And I wonder whether the Ministry of Education will also provide information on the number of students and teachers. We propose that the Ministry of Education continue its role beyond its obligations to those in the education system. We are aware that some people may think that democracy is slow and unnecessary in times of disaster. But we believe it is especially important at this time to show respect to our people by having consultations with them.
Yes.
Indeed, we believe that parents and teachers have ideas about what is best to get their children back to learning, and so they should be heard. Thank you to the Minister for her statement. We appreciate it.
Woman, I
Has the
understand
Minister
that.
of Education consulted with parents?
Why is that happening?
Or is there a schedule for consultation with parents and teachers about how learning should occur from here on? Are teachers clear on what is expected of them going forward? Mr. President, we can all agree that Melissa has imposed trauma on the nation, and especially the hardest hit. In response to national trauma, we propose that the Ministry of Education consider its role beyond its obligations to those in the education system. We believe that culture and education are organically linked, and that the Minister of Education should work with the Minister of Culture to initiate a process of national repair through mobilizing the arts to address our collective trauma. A national program in written and oral storytelling, performance, and the visual arts could at this time and over the period of rebuilding provide means to cope with trauma, inspire repair, and even improve literacy. More immediately, measures such as shifting the school year and suspending the primary exit profile for grade 6ers should be considered. I note that there is attention to the external examinations, but we didn't hear anything in the statement as it relates to primary school children. Alternative mechanisms to determine placement in high school are possible, especially given the fact that the ministry would already have had 2 years of PEP data on student performance. Mr. President, we are especially concerned about the effect of Melissa on the state of inequality in the nation. Many people believe that education is their route out of poverty, and I want to state that in response to Senator Fitzhenley's statement earlier on the use of states of emergencies, we on this side believe that education is the route to peace and that inequality is a route to violence. In that regard, the Orlando Patterson-led Commission on Transforming Education, on which the Minister of Education participated, observed that there is a need to quote, vigorously pursue equity in the approach to education. And I want to quote from the 2021 report in which they say, quote, there are two extremely different school systems in the country. One that is world-class and serves mainly the haves, the other pertaining to the vast majority that serves the have-nots, and that is largely failing. Surely we are now in an even more grave position of have-nots in the rural parishes hardest hit by the hurricane.
Talk about it.
Provisions must therefore be made, not only to rebuild infrastructure in these zones, but to attend to learning gaps which would have existed, as the minister indicated, from the period of COVID.
Right.
In that regard, the minister and the ministry could consider using the school year once school resumes to fill those learning gaps rather than simply teaching to the test.
Ooh.
Conclusively, Mr. President, I want to state that our approach to recovery in education must look to the future and determine the kind of Jamaica that we want to build.
True one.
We must do so through consultation and democracy, and that we must prioritize the most vulnerable so that we do not descend into an even deeper inequality in the nation, and by extension, the possibility of even further violence. I thank you.
So this lady come with a comprehensive, she came with a comprehensive argument, because that last part especially kind of hit home. There's so many of us that have not been in those spaces where, you know, you have the best education, right? And honestly, if we're being totally honest, if a lot of Jamaicans got that opportunity, we would absolutely take it. You know, we would take it and we would soar and thrive. And it's by that, from that reality, I think if the government is not doing everything in their power, minus excuses, because I'm kind of very sick of the excuses as to why our society is not moving to certain levels of growth, you know, in every shape or form. We just need leaders that have the attitude of, you know what, we're just gonna get it done. We're not gonna offer ourselves any excuses. We're just gonna get it done. And here's how we're gonna get it done. And just let's get it done. That's all. I'm tired, bro. I am sick. I am up to here with the excuses from government. Alright? We just need to get it done. And that's just period. Let's go. That's it. No excuses. Let's go. Let's get it done. Can we get it done, Jamaica? I think we can. I really do. I think we can get it done. You know, so let's get it done. So big up that lady there. I think I'll go over no more right now. What is? Oh, this is a 7-minute one. Let me see that one. A 3-minute. Let me check this one. Because I never listened to this.
Minister,
let me check this one.
Thing that will impact how Jamaica looks. Speak from the Minister. I first wanted to know that I speak from the context that us winning at this point for Jamaica is a significant thing that will impact how Jamaica looks in the years ahead. And so, though having witnessed, I cannot be the same having witnessed what has happened out west, that is in the back of my mind, as well as the fact that when we speak about numbers and situations in this house and otherwise, we are actually speaking about actual people and their lives. It's not lost on me at all. So I had a few questions, and I think the first one is a principle, because I hear a lot of numbers bandied about when people speak, if I speak about how many food packages delivered, what is the need, that kind of thing. I'm wondering if it would not suit us so that we can assess how we actually perform through this period, if there was some kind of overarching, I don't know, KPI or KPIs that indicate for each of the major areas how we are actually doing. Because when I hear 133,000 food packages and 61,000 relief packages, I'm sure that given how many days after and how many families are impacted, that it may just not be enough. So I would love if we could actually be tracking that to see whether or not we're doing well there. Then I wonder for the utility companies in speaking and talking about 70% or restoration, that kind of thing, if it would not suit us better to do it by area that was impacted, because I know there are several communities out west that have not seen, and I doubt they'll see light for now, given the state of what happened with their polls, etc. So if we could ask utility companies to track it like that, I think it'd be more meaningful and would help business interests in those areas to know how better plan for what they can expect to resume. I move on now, Minister, to the container housing, and I note the Prime Minister shared that 5,000 initially and others to follow. I'm thinking, as you know, every day I go to my bed, I think about the people, the mothers in particular. I'm sorry if I'm biased here, but who wash their children's clothes and then rain comes again the next day and they're wet and they have to start all over. So I don't know what is the immediate plan to help to alleviate some of that pain. And then as it relates to the container housing, I heard about it being houses for purchase. And I'm wondering how some of these people who lost their income would be able to purchase even with help from the NHT. I don't know if special consideration be made for how they can actually qualify. The social housing I heard was a small portion, so I don't know what that is. So again, that's why numbers and data matters. And then overall, I am wondering which committee of the many will look at the loss of earning potential, because people like our artisans are going to clearly lose income for a long time, and I don't know how we'll assess their earning loss, and what special concessions we put in place to actually help them to be able to earn going forward, because I recognize we have to pass the stage of just distributing relief, but actually helping economies to restart in some of these areas. So I wonder who's considering, which committee is considering that. Thank you, President. Thank you.
I think that deserves a playback. She was flowing so well. I want to watch that again.
Minister,
Wow.
I first wanted to know that, Minister, I first wanted to know that I speak from the context that us winning at this point for Jamaica is a significant thing that will impact how Jamaica looks in the years ahead. And so, though having witnessed, I cannot be the same, having witnessed what has happened out west, that is in the back of my mind, as well as the fact that when we speak about numbers and situations in this house and otherwise, we are actually speaking about actual people and their lives. It's not lost on me at all. So I had a few questions, and I think the first one is a principle, because I hear a lot of numbers.
And you see, what you just said, I don't want it to be lost to us. Because, you see, the government has clearly failed the people. And they failed the people on many fronts. But what they are most focused on is defending what they have done. Alright? So they throw numbers around. And it's very inconsiderate to the actual plight of people. That's why I say they are not humble. They are too prideful. They understand that the pride comes before the fall. And oh, it's going to be a massive fall, ladies and gentlemen. This government falling is going to be a massive fall. I don't care what they want to say. I don't care how they want to feel. They have planted their eggs, right? You know, they have planted their fruits, and they've planted their seeds, and the fruits of their labor, ladies and gentlemen, is coming. You can't plant orange, you know, I expect to get cherry, you know, or apple, you know, or cassava, you know. Yes, those are two extremes, opposites, right? So if you're going to plant the sweet melon, the good melon, right, you're going to get back melon. You can't expect to get back susumba. Not true. So the government now, based off what they have done or not done, they have planted a seed and it is germinating. And you see, no matter what they try to do with PR, the products of that seed is going to be exactly what they planted, right? So just look for the long-term results then, and not so long-term too. You understand? Just look for it, because you're going to see everything that we are here talking about, because we actually care about the people and understand that no matter what recovery efforts has been done by the government, because they were so late coming out the block, damage was already done, and they were not prepared properly. They don't have the relevant information necessary to actually do what they're doing more effectively, and all of that is being exposed. Because when you look at the exchange between Damian Crawford, when you look at the exchange between Damian Crawford and the gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, this alone should explain to us how much trouble we are in. Let me find it. Hear me? Let me find it. Because this can't work, brother. I want me see it on Facebook. Let me open my next Facebook. Can't work, brother. The man was totally lost. Totally lost. Flight green and waiver lines. Then go do some assessment for the farmer them down at waiver lines place. That was 8 hours ago. See? And he make sure say he put it out. No. I hate this? Yeah, man. Alright, that's so, man.
But I want to go back to the distribution of aid.
Go back to the distribution of aid, my boss.
But I want to go back to the...
So what the volume button there? Oh, see that?
I think it was 116,000.
But I want to go back to the distribution of aid. Can you remind me of the number of packages that the government has distributed to this point?
I think it was 116,000.
15,000. It was indicated too that partners would have been distributed. Do you have information about that number from the partners?
Not in my notes here, but I can indicate, for example, that the World Food Kitchen is one of our stronger partners. To date, they have done just 1.3 million hot meals into various communities.
Right, but that's not packages. That would have been...
That's hot meals.
Right, so they will give a daily distribution of hot meals. So if we work with the 116, you also indicate that you estimate that each package will serve about 4 people?
Yes, for 4 days.
For 4 days. So with about 20 days gone, then we should have had about 5 rotations.
That is the idea.
That is the idea. So with this number, we should have indicated that if it was serving a family of 4, then at best, each family would have received 1/5 of the time, or 1/5 of the families would have received enough times. Which one is the more likely circumstance?
Repeat this for my clarity.
All right, so for the 5 periods that would have existed since the hurricane, you have distributed enough food for 1 per family. So if it is 1 per family, then they would have received 1/5 of the times that you desired. Or was it that 1/5 of the family received enough rotations?
The rest of it might be a mix of the two.
Sorry?
Because we can back into locations to issue products.
So in that case, therefore, there would be some persons that would have been in a rotation, indicating that there might be quite a bit of persons that have not been touched by government.
The possibility could exist.
How quickly could we get that information so that we can cauterize and immediately solve that situation?
We could see to work on it just to complete it this week.
Is there any desire to work with members of parliament and their systems to provide some of that information?
Well, to the extent that we have been, I know the general instructions to the delivery crews is to force the cause that the PDCs are informed before we go into areas. And we, to the extent that
parish development,
disaster coordinators. Parish disaster.
PDCs, parish disaster coordinators. Remember, I'm telling you, a lot of people are watching, so there are a lot of these acronyms and abbreviations.
So to the extent that we're going into areas, Chair, then that is how we operate. We have seen in a number of instances members of parliament or councillors will come and they join in the
so if they find out about it,
but is there any
then
call?
They can show, but there's no message to them directly.
Right, is there a call? Can there be a call for areas not yet touched, people not yet touched to be submitted? Because the numbers would suggest that either they are starving for 4 of the 5 rotations, or 4/5 of them are not getting. So either way, the numbers are not working out on our behalf. Is there a strategy to get more information so that that can be rectified?
We can treat the strategy around that, and we can start by leaning into the resources which are there. Your PVCs, your councillors, and the churches where necessary.
All right. How much water do you desire per day for the people in the worst affected areas? Bottles of water.
That's a calculus I don't have on my hands right now.
Okay. And how much bottles of water do we think they're getting per day currently? All right, Chairman, we'll get that information at the next meeting. Because we didn't send in those questions. So we'll just agree to get that information at the next meeting.
Or they can send it out to wait for the next meeting.
Or
the next
send it
meeting
out
will
to
probably
us.
be in 2 weeks, so we could send a written information at your own.
But I want to go back to the distribution of aid. Can you remind me of the number?
People, that was so sobering, like, and shocking at the same time. Like, the amount of things that this man has no idea about. I'm not even blaming him, you know. Because, you see, Andrew Ones did this, you know. Andrew Ones did this ultimately. Andrew Ones is fully 100% to be blamed for any inefficiencies in this particular movement. All Andrew Ones had to do in good faith and for the benefit of the people of Jamaica was to unite with the opposition from the onset so that the people of Jamaica, everyone, would have benefited. All of this data that they are not aware of, they should have had if they were united with everybody. Every single councillor getting in all the information, how much people out there, houses were damaged, the extent of the damage, what actually do they need, water is rising in this area, we have to go deal with evacuation, we have certain elders over here, we have this lady in this bus that is pregnant and needs aid immediately. She's 9 months pregnant. By the way, anybody has reached out to that lady, I have to go call and I have to go text Andrew, you know, and give him the number so he can get him people in on the ground to verify that lady and what she did, Zine, and make sure get some help, you know. And the people were there over here, so if a one person would have asked, you know, for help, and that lady there with the baby, and she live in a bus. A whole heap of people need help, but oh God, if we can get some verification for the state of that lady and walk on with her, that lady need a roof over her head immediately. Imagine a picnic just a born and she live in a one bus. God know, it rough, brother. It rough. Them type of thing that I feel like so the government will step in immediately. Immediately. And do things and make things happen. I don't business who she vote for. I no business if she a JLP or PNP or she never vote yet. That lady there, and ladies like she and them the type of situation there, but just feel like say, no expense should be held back in aiding those people in getting back on their feet and having shelter and security. She's vulnerable if she's still in that state. Our kids are vulnerable as well. A baby was just born, yo. And then we have this situation where you can imagine how much other people in a Jamaica that literally are in a space where they need that type of help as well. And because this man don't know him knee from him elbow, we don't feel confident in the government. You understand what I say? And then now this situation, I'm not even remember if we cover this. Check this out.
Now, a crisis is developing in sections of the country where Jamaicans have to rely on power generators for electricity as they remain cut off from the JPS grid. At least 7 people have reportedly died from carbon monoxide poisoning after inhaling the fumes from the machines. Amidst the worrying development is a fresh appeal from the authorities for persons to follow the safety rules when using generators. Details in this report.
For the last 3 weeks, the humming sound of generators has punctuated the air in communities as residents turn to the machines for power. But for some Jamaicans, the sound from the generator has tragically been the death knell. The Jamaica Fire Brigade says it has received reports that at least 7 people have died from carbon monoxide poisoning after using generators following Hurricane Melissa. Commissioner Stuart Beckford is urging residents to keep generators outside and away from homes to prevent further tragedies.
We suspect that there are instances where they may not have resulted in deaths, but people would have been seriously hurt. So we want to urge caution because, as I said, because of the long outages.
This is very serious. My barber had to go to the doctor for this. It cost him $15,000. This situation with the generator them is not a joke. Yeah?
Persons are using this equipment to provide light, and so while it is good that they can use these devices or this equipment, they do pose a danger. And we are asking persons just to be cautious. If you need any assistance in terms of safety advice as to how you utilize these things, please give us a call, and we are more than happy to assist you in that regard. But make sure that you follow the manufacturer's advice in terms of usage, because if you do that, then I'm pretty sure you'll be okay.
The brigade is also reporting a sharp rise in fires across Westmoreland in the aftermath of the Category 5 hurricane. According to the commissioner, many of the incidents are linked to residents burning debris left behind by the storm. Mr. Beckford is urging residents to avoid burning debris whenever possible and to exercise extreme caution if they must do so.
If you have a metal container, a drum, we suggest that you put an amount of rubbish in that drum. Make sure there's some holes that will allow for oxygen to pass through so that it can burn. And have a metal cover on that, and you use that as a means of burning. It's pretty safe and reduces the risk as far as leaving your particular location, traveling distance away and starting a fire.
The commissioner's warning comes after yesterday's massive bushfire in Watercress Cave in the parish. The cause of the fire, which began after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, is still unknown.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was persons clearing land in terms of the rubbish that have been left behind following the process of the start. But it's an investigation. But the other that we have responded to would have been persons burning, and yes, and it would that under control and quickly spread.
The dry hurricane-stripped trees on the hillsides fed the wildfire. Firefighters from the Sablamar Fire Station responded to the blaze. Officials say the homes of residents were spared from the fire, but residents described it.
Big up the fireman them here, man. Jeez and peace. People, if you don't like fire, don't. In them area, they don't light no fire. In Jesus' name, don't light no fire. Alright? Don't light no damn fire.
Seen as chaotic, with flames moving quickly due to the dry conditions and strong winds. The president of the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce, Moses Taibar, in the meantime, is calling on the NSWA to speed up its garbage collection.
What I would like to say, though, is that some years ago, there were discussions held about a transfer station at George's Glen. And it would make life much easier, I believe, if the garbage could be removed from the streets and temporary placed at that transfer station, where it can be compacted, and also garbage has to be separated, because right now everything is mixed up with metal and board and all kind of stuff. Not only can that transfer station serve that purpose, but it's a much shorter run for the garbage trucks. So the time it would take them to travel from Westmoreland to the dump, then they could make several trips.
Tufton declare leptospirosis breakout. This was very touching.
3 weeks after TVJ News exclusively interviewed one of the survivors of Hurricane Melissa, Nicola Gowdy, in Black River in St. Elizabeth, touched the hearts of many Jamaicans. Now, Kelisha Williams revisited the community on Tuesday, and this time there were both tears of joy and sorrow.
Back in St. Elizabeth, first time in 3 weeks. The last time I was here, I spoke with Miss Nicola Gaudi. Many of you will remember her. She lost everything, and I spoke to her, and she was detailing just what happened, and she was moved to tears, actually. Now, today is her birthday, and I thought it would be fitting to visit her to follow today, and we also brought a cake, you know, just something to uplift her spirit. She doesn't know we're coming today, so it's a little surprise for her. So come with us. Miss Gaudi is actually in the same spot that I left her 3 weeks ago. I'm about to go over there. I have the cake in my bag. She doesn't know what to expect, so I'm gonna go over there, present the cake to her, and just talk to her to see what has she been up to for the past 3 weeks. Let's go. Miss Gaudi, I never expect I would come stay in the same position. Do you remember me? Since the last time I talked to you, so many people have reached out. Some have come to visit you. Yes. It's so nice seeing you. Oh my gosh. Today is my birthday. Really? Today's a happy birthday to you. Miss Gaudi, you know that I did not forget it's a birthday. You spoke to me. I remember in the interview you said today's your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Miss Gaudi. Tears of joy and gratitude. This is what Miss Gaudi says is the culmination of support she has been receiving from Jamaicans since the first interview was aired.
I said to my husband and my son, say, I'm going to put on clothes today no, and go sit down and see if anybody ever fall up to me and give me anything for my birthday. And I was so that they really remember me and carry a cake come and kiss me. I feel so special today.
Many people have brought her food, and at least 2 charities have promised to help her
Yo, but now like this shift, my brother. I'm not telling you lie, bro. Hey, more big up TVJ, that young lady there. You know? Yeah, because that was so humane of her. That was so, I mean, boy, man, tell her. Just big up to she, God bless her. And, you know, because enough people, we talk about the whole camera in a people's face and stuff like that. And it's a double-edged sword. Because, you know, first of all, I believe I have to respect the person, yes. And if they are okay with being on camera, fine. Don't just shoot the camera in their face, right? But at the same time, them going on camera and people seeing the raw emotions and what they're going through, it will move a lot more people to aid them. You feel me? I said, seeing them condition and the way how the government moves slow out of the blocks, me I tell you, say, all those people that came from overseas, all of the artists them, the movie stars them, the regular people, the people them don't we send donations to through efforts like Andre Stephen Bigaton and all that people them, I mean the entertainer them, everybody. If it wasn't for them, I tell you, say, yo, I don't know what these people would do, you know. I really don't know what, you know, God moving and such means, and all praises to the Most High at the end of the day, because I God a move. And God still a show with mercy same way. You understand me I deal with? God allow these areas to be accessed. Because if God never want these areas to be accessed after this time, you know, God could have make it extremely more difficult, you know. Can you imagine if the water had surrounded most of the areas and the roads were covered in water? Can you imagine if that happened? You know how more significantly difficult it would be for these people to get aid. But may I tell you, say, God is the greatest and God is so good. I feel good for the lady. I'm not telling no lie. It hard, it rough. You see this our house, the foundation of our house, and the whole thing gone. The whole top of it gone. A tarpaulin she have a cover stuff them. You know. Jaja.
Build her home. But them say they're gonna come back and stuff and they see pictures and stuff, but I don't know because I don't say I don't believe in you guys, but a lot of people fool me and stuff, so I don't know. You understand? Even I hear my phone ring and somebody said I must reach out to them because they want to help me. And when I see that, that is very rude, miss. They want to show me their body parts and telling me that I must open my legs. She's hoping.
Oh my God. No, but I love her to expose the person when I do that. What evil, perverted son of a bitch really tell this lady that? I mean, talk about really, the person that forgot prison and do hard labor. Real thing, brother. That's somebody that forgot prison and do hard labor. From the day they go in that prison till we decide to let them out. Yo, me tell them, they don't want me to be. Hey, yo, son, I tell you this, man. Me can't believe. Can you believe that, guys? Them send the lady them body parts on her phone. How disgusting, and I tell her to open her legs. For she get help from them. Oh my, no, them people need to be found and dealt with legally. What me say? Lock them up, hard labor. No, not even rest, just mostly hard labor, just hard labor. Make sure say they're on the borderline of humanitarian. If you let me deal with, that's gonna violate their human rights, but yo, hard labor. Hard labor. Disgusting, out of order.
To rebuild at the same spot, a plot of land she inherited from her grandparents. For now, they still seek shelter at night in an abandoned building.
It's not my house, and still for me, I want to say, oh, when the man might want the house or something, or a woman, I don't know. Anybody would want their house, where I want to go.
While they await help, the family has been trying to retrieve whatever board they can to at least rebuild a shed to store whatever they salvaged from the flood. But it's been a challenge. Her husband is a fisherman, and Miss Gowdy usually sells fish for a living. But their operation has been at a standstill since the hurricane.
Sometimes I feel like they are around women don't know women around.
As for why she has not moved to an official shelter,
even if I go somewhere, even because I'm not going to stay there and I'm going to fret a lot, miss. I tell you the truth. Maybe even the fretting will kill me before time.
Still, the family remains strong. They are grateful to those who have given with a willing heart and those who did not have much to give.
I love you guys, and I didn't know that so many people love me. Because right now, I tell you the truth, when the storm just passed, I feel like to give up on life. And when I see so many people come from all over and say, Miss Gowdy, I saw your video. And I saw when the news reporter read and see and stuff. And when I look into it, I say, God, thank God you didn't take me and give me one more chance.
Christopher Tufton, come off our screen now, brother.
Thank God you didn't take me and give me one more chance.
Persons wishing to assist can make donations to Miss Gowdy's son's account.
People, let me see. Yeah, man. Only can screenshot that. Alright? Miss Gowdy. Cell phone number 876-440-6084 or 876-868-1992. Scotiabank, Santa Cruz branch, account number 010103170. Name, Gregory Clark. That's the name on the account. If you don't want to help Miss Gowdy. So if you can't do it by the bank account, I don't want to call her, see the number them there. Alright? Jean, big up yourself. What I want is the girl that is in the bus. Pregnant woman living in the bus. She's the one I want to get some help. Living in her bus. She's the one that I want to get some help. Hurricane Melissa. See, me can't find it. But probably have to look for it on TikTok. I guess it don't make the TVJ. Alright. I'm gonna go up on TikTok, copy this. Alright. So this is my video, but I want to see the original video. Really want somebody find that woman there, you know. I don't know, she I want to know so she alright. Really bother me. It bother me. But this is the original video with my lady.
Sometimes I don't understand me, I'm mad, sometimes I don't say you feel like it's so I don't scare me, I don't know. My gosh. You find out what God. Instead of come back to life because when my son come forward and see me have me in the house, you play the hustler with me. You find out what God. I'm happy you're here with us and I'm happy you're still alive. And me and my husband, I'm happy hook up and see because they know so me have the asthma now. They hook me up tight. I will ease them. I sting. Then the water swell come right up here. So any of the officials, any of the officials in the area who could have assisted you to go to a shelter before the storm? I don't see nobody moving. I don't know if you had seen somebody. Yeah, because end up last time when one storm me passed through near Ivan, the fire truck come for us.
Fresh drop.
On top of that, people also came under a loot. Yes, last night they had mass up themselves far away. I was bad up, I said, Jesus Christ, when are we going to do it now? So you still have nowhere to go at this point? We don't have nowhere to go, miss. We don't have nowhere to go. Right now, at the abandoned building we have up this one for Sunday. So I'm going to up here, so there's cement dust also. We just have cement. We don't have nothing. We don't have no mattress. No one passed to assist you or anything? Nobody don't give me nothing, miss. Me not tell no lie. We hungry, God know. Right now, me more time supposed to take this smell or something because you know so they don't eat. You understand? The last time we ate? I tell you, say, the last time we eat about Saturday because we are afraid panic. So last time we eat my son, if he get medication, then went up in the car.
Fresh drop.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, see the lady here we live in a minivan. And she's 9 months pregnant, she expect a baby anytime now. You understand what I say? We don't know how many more cases like these are similar to these are victims of this hurricane, Melissa. Me a call for Andrew Hollis and the government, you know. And me a press the opposition for press the government, you know. So one, highlight these cases immediately. At 2 weeks and odd now, you know, almost 3 weeks now we are going on, you know. We're in our third week as a matter of fact, you know. That lady I should have never in her fancy, you know. Then people have to get evacuated long time and put on one place. You understand what I say? And you can imagine in a Westmoreland, at this lady at the ground zero, and the man them did go St. Elizabeth first. Eh? And them no visit all the people, them. Look at the condition of the woman living in, she have 2 other kids. This is an utter disgrace. Right? And yo, me really can't get in it, man. Me really can't get, hey, Andrew Wallace and this government. Man, them is a total failure, brother. Total failure. I mean, now stop talk. Them thing are idiot thing, brother. Yo, this lady should have never in this situation the same way, bro. Where's the compassion? Where's the care? Where's the urgency? Right? We now assess our damages for infrastructure. And I think more infrastructure, I think more economy, and I think more the most valuable thing, which is people's lives and the future of this country. Eh? We don't have a problem in Jamaica already with enough baby now born. Not true. Not that them say. So what? Why wouldn't I make sure say the women them we have bear children? They should be treated like diamonds. Huh? The fact that them actually want to bring forth youth. See? Tell me to say them people are backward, no blouse and skirt and wicked. Hey, nobody can tell me nothing, you know. Them prove it every day with them action and lack of action, you know. See? Them not ready. Jamaica make the biggest mistake September 3rd. I mean, now stop talk. I will not go feel it because the good and the bad, I go feel it because there's no excuses for this lady not get assistance already. One emergency house, no. Carry her to a place where she can access hospital. No excuses. None. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So, I know, I see him energy, you understand what I say? And 1 week ago, I met that video. You see me? 1 week ago, it coming out the newspaper. The lady I need to get a space, bro. And anybody like she. I see him energy, bro. When I talk about cell container, yo. Jaja, so I end the live, yeah, man. You bless upon yourself. What time I know? 2 o'clock. Yeah, man, I end the live. I need to get some sleep. And you know, I'm on in again. The word is love. Gene, big up yourself, everybody. Have a good night, sleep tight. Happy Sunday. Come on.